Sunday, December 27th. I'm Mike Rogers, and this is Comic Book Steals and Deals. Over at Golden Apple Comics today, they're actually showing pre-orders out to March 31st. So if you're just intrigued to see what's going to be happening out in March, you can look at pretty much all those covers going all the way out, covering all the weeks out to March 31st. In those, you're going to find Demon Days #1. This is a Demon Days X-Men cover. This is number 1A. This is a Peach Momoko cover and interiors. $3.99, but this is cover and interiors. This will be the first interior work by Peach Momoko. They have the Silk, #1, the A and the B cover. This is coming out in March. These covers are beautiful. They're both beautiful. The A is much nicer than the B. I'm going to try to fit that A cover in the thumbnail today. They have crossover #5. This is a God Country Swipe, $3.99. Gorgeous comic book. They have Carnage, black, white, and red. This is an In-Huck Lee cover. I think this is going to sell out rather quickly. These black, white, and red cover books are sort of an inexpensive way to tell these stories, but it is an In-Huck Lee cover, $4.99 right now. I think that might be hot. They have Thor #13, the Copiel. This is going to be the cover A at $3.99, but you might just want to check it out to see what's coming on Thor. Or at Big Time Collectibles, they have a package of Spawn #314. They have the cover A, the cover B, and the cover A, B, and C, and the 1 and 5, all for $14.99. This is going to be the first. This is advertised as Chain Gang Part 1, introducing a new super team consisting of Gunslinger Spawn, Medieval Spawn, Reaper Spawn, and Ninja Spawn. The Shalvey. Oh, I'm sorry. So this is a new super team through Spawn called the Chain Gang. There's never been a super team in Spawn before, so this should be interesting. I'm wondering if Spawn will cross over into crossover, and we're all wondering if it is, at what point that's going to happen. So I'm just keeping a close eye on Spawn, and especially when they're having events like this where they're putting together a super team, you might just want to check that out. $14.99 for all 4 covers. They also have, I'm sorry, that's over at Big Time Collectibles. Over at Bag and Board today, they have the King in Black #2. This is a difficult book to find. I'm not finding King in Black 2 everywhere. It seems like it's selling out. They have the King in Black #2 at $4.99. They have the Shalvey spoiler, the Tattoo variant, and the Connecting You variant. The Connecting You variant is gorgeous. It is a connecting cover, so I'm not huge on connecting covers because it really does feel like you have to have the other covers to make it, complete. But it is a beautiful cover. Later in the show, I'm going to show you a site where you can actually look at that Shalvey spoiler. It's going to be in my thumbnail today, and it's absolutely beautiful. Over at Bag and Board today, so beyond the King in Black #2, they have the Department of Truth #4. This is the Simmons at $3.99. Just the Department #4A cover. Might be the B, I'm not quite sure. They have Something's Killing the Children #13 at $3.99. Batman Beyond #50, the B cover. This is that red cover with the black Batman Beyond reaching his hand out. Great looking cover. They have Black Adam Endless Winter Special, the Boss Logic cover. Sold out most places. They have it at $4.99. They have Ice Cream #22, both A and B cover. I believe those are $3.99 or $4.99 a piece. And then at Bag and Board, the one thing I like to look at is what is sold out at Bag and Board. Bag and Board orders a lot of books. They have a nice selection of back orders as well. Always check out their back orders. But what's sold out over at Bag and Board? And what's sold out is the hottest title right now. And it's A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. Now, I said originally that I was not fully invested in this comic book because of the publisher, because I had not seen Scout Comics do anything that was big. But I didn't realize that A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night was already a movie. There's already a movie. So we're not waiting for a movie to come out. There's a movie that already exists, and it's a classic. So this is sort of a retelling of the movie, and it's hot as heck. So I started looking around, seeing that this was sold out at Bag and Board. I started looking at it every other store I could find, and I'm not finding it. So if you'd like to know where you can find A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, #1 and #1, the second print, stay tuned. Over at Comic Mint, they have the King in Black. They have a different King in Black for #2. They have 2 sets of 4 covers. Now, Two sets of 4 covers for $14.99. So you're getting 2 sets of number 2, but the Shalvey cover's in there. And they're showing the Shalvey cover, and the Shalvey cover is going to be in my thumbnail today. It's really, really nice. So you can get those 2 sets at $14.95. You also get to see what the Shalvey cover looks like. One Stop Comics has the Department of Truth number 4, the 1 in 25 Lemire. This is the one that everyone's looking for. This is that notebook with the pen, ink drawing of the character on there. They got it for $24.99. Hanahan Comics. Hanahan Comics has A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, number 1 for $14.99. Check it out. It should be linked below. Ratha Comics is our sponsor. We use CBSD10 every day at Ratha Comics. Get 10% off our order unless it's a sales item, and then you just get that sales item, which usually beats the 10% anyway, so don't worry about that. But if you find an item on Ratha Comics that isn't in the sales item, you can get 10% off it just using CBSD10 at checkout. Over at Ratha Comics today, they have Something's Killing the Children, number 13, the In Huck Lee at $64.99. These are all sold out books. These are not, you're only going to find these books on eBay. They have Something's Killing the Children, number 12, the Riccardi at $54.95. They have The Last Ronin, number 1, just The Last Ronin, number 1, the A cover, $25.95. If you want to invest in that book, you can go over there and get the A cover. They have Department of Truth, number 1, the A and the B cover. The A cover is $9.95, the B cover is $4.95. Want to invest in those books, you can go and grab the number 1s. They have Daredevil number 25 at $29.95. Now you can find, I've heard you can find that book for $24.95, but I was not able to find where. Check Comic Mint. No, I'm sorry. If you're looking for Daredevil 25, Ratha Comics has it for $29.95. You may be able to use the 10% off there, but it might be on sale there as well. If you go to Ultimate Comics, I'll link it below underneath this one. I believe still has it for $24.95, but that's about, people were looking for this at cover price, and it's impossible to find a cover price unless you find it in a store in the back issues. So look for it in stores in the back issues. And that's Daredevil 25, the A cover. That is Elektra as Daredevil, the first time Elektra is as Daredevil. And this is Daredevil in jail with his hands on the bars. They have Miles Morales, the Nullified, sold out everywhere, $4.95. And then they have this. This is the Venom number 3. This is the Lamole variant. I don't know, I always want the original, but this is the Lamole variant. First null, Venom number 3. Only 1,000 of these were made. So it's more limited than the actual number 3, but it's not the original number 3. It's a Lamole variant, $109.95. Check that over at Ratha Comics today. Now, getting back to A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, I really scoured the internet for this comic book, and I couldn't find it. What I found was the one at Hanahan. I found Mutant Beaver. Mutant Beaver did not have it. They did not have it at all. But looking at it, I'm sorry, no, they didn't. But looking at Mutant Beaver, you can't ignore Mutant Beaver. They literally are the largest collection of comic books available. So if you're looking for a website and you're like, I can't find this book, I don't want to buy it on eBay, go to Mutant Beaver. You're going to spend $13 in shipping, but you're going to find the book there, and it's going to be reasonably priced. Everything's in Canadian dollars, but they list them in US dollars as well. I did find at Sanctum Sanctorium A Girl Walks Home Alone, number 1, the second print at $3.99. Now, I don't know if that's a limited print, but everything on this book is wicked, wicked hot. So anything that you can find that has that title on it, buy it. And at $3.99, that's a steal. I also found, I guess that was it. No, there was one other. There was one other at Golden Apple Comics. It'll be linked below. I believe it was Golden Apple, but look, it'll be the first link that I put in there, so there's no confusion. There is a Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. There's a special, okay? It's $100, but it's got, I can't remember if it was a special cover. There's something about this that makes it more limited. They have it available at Golden Apple Comics for $100. Now, literally, I was trying to track down anything that had that title. A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. If that was the title, I was tracking it down. And those were the only ones I found, except for this one at Golden Apple. So check out the one at Golden Apple. It'll be the first one in my links today. Um, just so you can get because everybody wants that book right now. And then check your eBay prices and see what's going on eBay because the book did just come out. I looked at stores that usually people don't hit that just kind of books kind of languish there. They weren't there. So it probably wasn't heavily ordered as well. Probably because of the same reason that I'm saying is that I believe the publisher is Scout Comics, and I just have not seen anything blow up from that company yet. But when it does, it does. And when it's like this, when it does. So I was not very crazy on this. I did buy it. I did have it. One of my patrons got it at one of our auctions. I had the A and the B cover of number one. So yeah, I'll keep my eye on that. But that one is very, very, very hot. And then I just want to talk to you really quick about. I watched Wonder Woman on Christmas, and I'm watching Wonder Woman on Christmas, and I'm getting about halfway through the movie, and I'm getting around three-fourths through the movie, and I stop, and we're doing something Christmassy. And I'm talking to my wife, and I'm just saying, this movie isn't that bad. I don't know why everybody's ragging on this movie. I mean, it's not great, but I'm enjoying it. It's a superhero movie. I'm enjoying it. And right from the get-go, I was like it. Even with the little kid, they had the same little kid from the first movie, and that little kid's so damn cute that it's just like, oh, I love that little kid. So you got the little kid in there. There's a connection to the first movie, and then the weird thing is if you look at Gal Gadot's face, she looks like the little kid. Like she looks like that little kid older, which is weird. A part of that movie, I'm looking at her face. I'm like, are they messing with her face to make her look like the kid, or did they pick a kid who specifically looked like she did when she was a child? Because like it was weird. It was weird. Um, so I'm going through the movie and I'm like, okay, monkey paw, okay, that's okay, but I'm forgiving it. I get it. I get it. I'm forgiving it. It's the whole, if you've never seen you've seen it, the Simpsons episode with the monkey paw. Once the Simpsons do something, you can't do it again. Okay, that just eliminates it. That's like Mel Brooks doing Blazing Saddles. Once Mel Brooks did Blazing Saddles, westerns were pretty much over because you had satires or you had satirized it to the point where it was just going to be ridiculous every time you saw it. So when The Simpsons does something like the monkey paw, they did that, can't do it again. And the other thing I didn't like about that was that it's the same exact thing as saying the whole thing's a dream. A wish is the same thing as a dream. If the consequences of this are in the end I can retract my wish, then it's the same thing as a dream, and that whole thing was a dream. And that upsets me. That really upsets me because that's the worst thing you could ever do. Didn't they do the only time that's been successfully done, and I'm just showing my age, is when Bob Newhart woke up after the Bob Newhart show, and he's with the woman from the original Bob Newhart show, and he said, "I had this amazing dream. I just had this crazy dream," and he was talking about the entire 7-year series of the Bob Newhart show that took place in New Hampshire. Regardless, you can't do that. That's the exact same thing as saying it's a dream. Then my biggest issue with the whole movie was the control room scene, the last scene at the end of the movie, because that scene is held in a bunker. Okay, and maybe this bunker exists, but I'm believing this bunker exists. I believe that in a mountain somewhere, there's a guys around a circular thing, and they're controlling all the nukes, and they're watching everything and making sure everything's okay. And this is what they do on a daily basis. And there might be some type of light source in the center of the room, right? It's a light bulb that somebody puts in there, and then flicks on the light and the light comes down. That shaft of light is a shaft of light. There's no information coming through there. There's what the hell is that? I'm like, so like when he stands in that thing, like maybe wishes makes wind blow, okay? Wishes make wind blow. It kind of rhymes. Sure, that works for me. But standing under the light bulb that some janitor, like put in the thing in that underground room, um, doesn't do anything. It doesn't speak to the world. It's not. If you stand on that, you don't blast to the world. The only way that he was getting to people was when he was on the cameras and he was, are we in Russia? Yes, sir. We're all over the world. Make your wishes, make your wishes. Okay, the minute he steps away from the camera and all the wind's going, first all the wind's going, so I don't think anybody can hear him anymore. And he's no longer in front of the camera. So if people are home making wishes, they're staring at an empty seat. Okay, so this is, it is a superhero movie. There has to be some, you gotta, suspension of disbelief. But I'm like, what are we supposed to believe that this thing is that he's under? Ranting. Like this is supposed to be talking to the world. It doesn't. It's a light bulb in the middle of the room that lights the room. It's a light source. And then she uses her lasso of truth, which does nothing, because maybe just holds him there, because she is the one who gives the speech, and she's the one who tells everybody that they gotta rescind their wishes. So everybody, apparently all over the world, doesn't see this, but hears this because the cameras are still pointed at the empty chair. Hears Diana Prince saying these words, and they're all like, you know what, she's right. I gotta rescind that. So everybody in the world rescinds their wish at once. Okay. That was a big problem for me. So the entire movie just fell apart. I was like, what the hell is going on? None of this makes any sense. The other part I had a problem with, and this is so simple, okay? Why didn't his son's wish work? His son made a wish for his dad to come home. At first, he tried to say it and he covered his mouth. Then he tried to say it and he said it. It came out, but nothing happened. And then he said it again later in the movie and nothing happened. So, why didn't the kid's wishes work? Okay. What was the motivation of our villain? He was a self help guru from the 80s, but he was like, I don't even know who this person was supposed to be because there was nobody in the 80s who was preaching that, like infomercial guy. There was no guy. There were religious people. There was the ShamWow guy. I mean, that was in the 90s and the 2000s, but like there were face men for products. There weren't people prophesizing anything. I don't know who this person was supposed to be. And what was his motivation? Why did he want to give people wishes? What did he get from the wishes? We don't know what he got. What did he get out of it? And then people were like, I heard people talking about this and they were like, look, he was sick. And I'm like, they never said he was sick. He's not sick. He'd been studying the stone all his life and he wanted the stone. Once he got the stone, he'd been studying the stone so much that he decided he wanted to become the stone. And that was his big plan, to become the stone. But once he became the stone, he wanted power. So he went to go get oil because he figured he needed oil and that would be power and money, but he went to the wrong guy. But that guy made a wish that created a wall and a war in Cairo and went back to something that I don't even know if is true. I don't even know if any, are there people who want that? Like, I want it back to the original way, Cairo. What, like, does somebody want that? Is that something that, like, would be a legitimate want of someone in the world? I don't know. So that didn't make any sense to me. Um, But what did he get from it? He didn't seem to be getting anything from it. And if it was just power that he wanted, right? So he got his power and he got his money and he got his little office and he was Mr. Guy. And then he needed everybody in the world to make a wish. But why? Why did he need everybody in the world to make a wish? What was the point? What did he get from it? And somebody was saying that he was sick and that he was sick and he was trying to cure himself. But that didn't make any sense either. They were like that's why the son wanted him to come home because the son was sick and he didn't have much time left and his son just wanted him home because he only his dad only had so much time left. I was like, I didn't see that at all if that was part of it. Um, so the villain had no motivation in the end. It The movie completely fell apart. But honestly, it felt like somebody murdered that movie in editing. It felt like somebody made a lot of movie, right? They made this big long movie, and then because we're missing pieces, we're totally missing pieces. We're missing the relationship between the father and the son. That doesn't make any sense. Why don't the son's wishes work? Why the only thing that we're left to assume is that the dad works a lot and the son wants him home. The son's adopted apparently. I don't know. We don't know where the mother is. We've never seen the mother. The kid just kind of walks into rooms just unattended. Your son's here, sir. Like, where the hell did he come from? Um, so yeah, yeah, bad. But it honestly felt like somebody murdered that movie in editing. Like somebody got that movie in an editing and then just destroyed it because things just didn't make any sense. Like, and then Kristen Wiig, you can't tell me that for that entire movie, they only had her in makeup as a cheetah for one, two scenes maybe in the end there when she's running around we never see the transformation. The transformation is not because of the wish. The transformation happens because she makes the wish that she wants to have the same powers as Wonder Woman. And then she makes a second wish that she wants to be an apex predator. You really could have covered that in one wish. Um, and why did she want to become an apex predator? Because she was getting really aggressive? Like, it didn't make any sense why she wanted to become a cheetah. And then we never saw the transformation. We never got a really good look of like her just whipping around to me and the cheetah. I mean, you could do something as cheesy as that. As somebody walks up to her and taps her on the back, and she whips around. She's got a cheetah face. We never saw that. We got her in full on just I'm a cheetah, I'm attacking now. I'm a cheetah attacking. I'm not going to talk in this thing because it's mostly CGI and not a lot of makeup actually. We're going to do it in slow motion because it looks shitty fast motion. There was a lot of that. I didn't have any problems with Wonder Woman flying. I thought that worked. I think there is total precedent to Wonder Woman throwing her lasso, making that swirly thing, and then shooting herself. I'm almost positive there's precedent to that. People are saying that she couldn't fly in the first movie. She didn't need to fly in the first movie. They needed to come up with the invisible jet. I did not like the invisible jet. I didn't like the invisible jet because she's like, I've only done this once, and I've only done this once, and I've only done it. I only did this once, and I only did it for a minute. Okay, so she concentrates to make the jet invisible. Not even that hard. Just tries, and then it just takes. Like it just keeps. Like she should really. There should almost be a comical thing there of her like almost looking like she's holding in a fart to keep that thing invisible because she doesn't. They don't. I mean, they do that thing, that stupid thing where they go through the fireworks. That was dumb. Um, because they would just be fucking up those fireworks. Anybody who was down on the ground would be like, who's the asshole who just flew a jet through the fireworks? They're all over the place. Those things don't stay. If somebody flew a plane through a firework display, especially a jet, the firework would get all fucked up. It wouldn't stay normal. Like none of those skies would be normal from a jet flying through a fireworks display. Um, so that was just dumb. That was unnecessary and dumb. They have more. They have enough. They have more than enough. They have more than enough chemistry. The two actors, and from the first movie and that second movie, that they did not need that scene. That scene was stupid. And she needs to be. If they're gonna do the invisible jet that way, like I've only done this once, and I only hold it for a minute, and then she does this like, and then it's invisible. It's like no, you got to hold it. You got to hold it. Um, So that was silly. I really did want the invisible jet, though. I totally wanted the invisible jet. I'm totally cool with her flying on doing the thing onto the onto the lightning bolts. Didn't make much sense, but I forgave it. Um, but overall, I really think that that movie was murdered in editing. I really think that there was a lot more movie we didn't. Maybe we're gonna get a Snyder cut. We're gonna get a we're gonna find out the director's gonna come out and she's gonna say they destroyed that movie in editing, and we're gonna get a her cut of the movie where they put it back in. I think that's a new thing now that we're gonna get movies like that. So that's how I felt about Wonder Woman. That's what's going on with comic books right now. I will try to put it in the description of the video that I'm actually going to talk about Wonder Woman because people just miss this but don't. But I hope you enjoyed that. And in the new year, looking to change things up a tiny bit, not a lot. I do want to keep doing the comic book steals and deals just the way it is. But I do want to add some new content and maybe do some shows where it's not just less reporting and more talking. But we'll see. But that's all I got for you now. Today is Sunday, and yesterday, we just had no internet connection at all. It was crappy. It just would not hold. So I've still got a box full of books. If anyone is interested in doing an auction, I know a lot of people are tapped out from the holiday. But do me a favor, feel free to leave a comment in the comments if you'd like me to do an auction today. I could get started around, we'll do an afternoon and then an evening if anyone's interested. Um, but yeah, leave a comment and I'll talk to you later.